Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Mandalorian Season 2 review. This is episode chapter 11. I can't remember what the title was. I am the number one Kylo Ren fanboy, Travis Snell.
I am the I love Mando, Kirklin Patzer.
Mandalorian.
I am the Imperial Outpost, Taylor Field. Now, you said this. What chapter did you say this was, Travis?
Is it chapter? It's chapter 12, isn't it?
It is chapter 12, yeah.
So far.
Yeah, not chapter 4. No, unfortunately, we passed that one. Which was actually chapter 4, I think, was the Tatooine episode, so it's probably good we passed that. Anyways, Taylor, where can they find us before we get into this review? As always, we're going to review the episode. We'll give our base non-spoiler thoughts, and we'll tell you when we're getting into spoilers, and the same as usual. So, Taylor, where can they find us?
Ladies and gentlemen, you can find us in the search bar with the internet connection. Geekverse.ca is our home base. Geekverse Podcast on our Facebook. Geekverse Cast on our Twitter. Make sure you check us out on Facebook because we got our fan base poll popping off right now. And why are you guys laughing? What's so funny?
We apologize if there's something wrong with Taylor's audio. We're trying to figure it out. And
Is it that bad?
You were quiet, and then you got really loud there for a second. So.
Oh, my God.
So strange.
I'm gonna make a little on-the-fly adjustment here, but yeah, make sure you check out our fan base poll. If you are listening to this like literally the day that it drops, that means that the second round has just kickstarted, and it'll be Master Chief versus the guy from Rise. Oh man, they're laughing at me, so
It's
I know
still
my
going.
audio's bad. Oh, what is wrong with the soundboard?
I don't know what the sound is because you had problems with the Yetis. You had problems with this. Yeah, we're gonna do your overall, and then you might just have to like use your computer mic or something. Because
Someone fix this.
Yeah, no, I'd have to look at it if it's your wiring or what the deal is, or your
How's that? Is that a bit better?
It always starts good, and then when you start talking more, no, it's not better. It's
Everybody's laughing. It's all glitching out.
Yeah. Oh boy. So yeah, we were mastering everyone's gear except for Taylor Field. So Kirklin, what do you think about this episode? Obviously last week was a big one.
Yeah.
This is another episode. So what do you think about
Yeah,
it?
this was kind of like bringing the gang back together from season 1, and this is definitely like I'm gonna say by far my favorite episode of the entire
Wow.
series. Yeah, I absolutely love this one. I watched it twice. I watched it once last night. I definitely missed a couple things, so I'm glad I rewatched it. But it was just a really fun episode. There's some, like I already mentioned, some recurring characters. I guess we got to non-spoilers and spoilers. So before getting into anything, I'll just say like the CGI effects just look so outstanding in this. I don't think there was anything that was in it that I had any issues with. To me, everything looked amazing. There was a lot of good comedic beats in there, a lot of good Baby Yoda stuff, and overall, I absolutely love this episode. Got more questions for Mr. Taylor whenever he gets his.
Yeah, Taylor, is that your? Oh, am I frozen again?
Oh,
It's our podcasting life now, though.
There
he is. He's back.
Oh, he's back.
This is just a terrible. This review is just off.
Oh, and he's gone again.
Okay.
Oh, he's back.
This review is just off the hinges. My God. Yeah. So I really like this episode. I think some people would probably be surprised by that because you could have said it was a filler episode, but I really don't think so. Yeah, there was a big grand adventure of the week sort of feel, but the thing is, we learned maybe 2 or 3, maybe even 4 vital things about either characters or about things happening in the world. So that's why before we've had these filler episodes where he'll learn like something and it'll be like the last 20 seconds of the episode and they're like, yeah, that was character development. And it's like, well, not really. So this one, I think it wasn't so much development. It was more pushing forward the story. So I like the action. It had like Carl's Weathers directed it, and it had almost that feel like an 80s action sort of movie, very action heavy, good adventure, some fun moments. So yeah, if it's kind of an adventure of the week episode, which I actually still don't feel it is because I feel like it progressed the story. Yeah, maybe, kind of a little spoiler. It didn't pick off right where it was last week as far as what we thought we were going to be getting, but we kind of had a feeling that would be kind of delayed a little bit. Maybe they make us wait for that. And yeah, so what we got was good. And the good thing is I was kind of prepared to have an episode of maybe not featuring a certain big character or whatnot. But I thought it was pretty good, and always good to see Brief Garga. You know, oh, I love the Mandalorian. So Taylor, I mercifully
Is that Carl Weathers?
That is Carl Weathers, yeah.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Okay, I thought so.
And he directed it too, yeah. So Taylor, I mercifully hand over to you. And Kirklin, watch your cord.
Ooh.
Ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not, we've been doing this for over 5 years. We still have.
Oh, there was something loosening up on my cable. I don't know if you guys have had that issue. Maybe tighten that up, Taylor. Okay.
Mine's good.
Just these sounds. Oh my goodness, it's gonna be some post-production work by me. Taylor, what do you think of this episode? What was this episode called?
I think it's called The Siege, wasn't it?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, this episode again, like I highly doubted we were gonna get that Ahsoka Tano drop like the next episode.
Okay,
I mean,
just
unless
right
they want
out
to like
spoiler it, you know.
Well, if they saw the last episode, I mean, they know. And again, this isn't a spoiler. Again, like it's
whatever. It is a weird episode to jump in if you haven't watched the last episode review. Like, do I watch the next episode, or I'll listen to the review for the next episode?
Yeah, it's just it was a filler story episode. It was very uniquely done in that sense, and I think that the action that they had was definitely more top notch than we've had in previous episodes. I feel like again, like you said, Kirkland, the degree of like the quality and the CGI was just really awesome of the fighting and the battles that unfolded.
Mm-hmm.
There were a lot of moments that just happened where it just made it seem like, yeah, it's Star Wars, it's make believe, but things that happened that made it feel like realistic. Like these guys are not experts in certain situations. There's one moment I'm going to pinpoint later in our spoilers part. It's a fuck up, and it was hilarious because like they didn't need to add that, but they just did it. It's like, wow, that just happened. But there were so many other things that unfolded, and I am very excited to see where this is going. I wrote down notes when I was waiting to see if Travis was going to be awake last night. I rewatched the episode I was curious because there's a lot going on that was so good. Like there I was looking for Easter eggs, looking for anything I could like lash my fandom into and just kind of like pick apart. So very good episode.
Yeah, so there we go, ladies and gentlemen. As always, if you want to support us, you can head over to Patreon. All links are down below where to find us on the main feed, but Patreon is where you want to go. Right now, we got a bunch of tiers, lots of benefits, lots of exclusive stuff, but the big one right now is Phase 5. Or sorry, we don't have a Phase 5. Phase 2 tier, that's the $5 tier in December. Every single piece of content we have is going to that tier, and in the future, you're going to be getting 3 exclusive episodes of that tier. And then the $10, $15 tier have some other cool exclusives as well. You can join, After 9's already happened, but you can join our After 9 cast, so tons of fun. And also you can ad-free feed. We're about to throw some ads right now. These support the channel, these help us grow, these help us hopefully get new gear one day that will work completely 1,000%, and there's no Taylor going in and out, and there's no me freezing, so that's what you support us for, whether it's by Patreon or listening to these ads. So there's gonna be an ad right now, and then we're gonna be back with spoilers. So you have not watched it, now it's time to tune out. So an ad right now. And hello, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. So we're back to Mandalorian. Taylor. Well, so I want to start right in the middle because we have a shorter episode today. So I just want to get to the juicy stuff. So we kind of got revealed why they want Baby Yoda, the child, Baby Avocado, etc. is because he has like a unlimited like bloodstream that they can pull from to do these subjects on. That's what I took from it, right? That's what it kind of is.
M count.
Yeah, his M
Fucking
count. I love that.
Yeah.
Midichlorians.
Midichlorians are still canon. That's great.
But they didn't want to say the word midichlorians, right? So,
The M count, yeah. Just sucking Baby Avocado dry of his blood in the M count.
But honestly, I'm kind of surprised. Like, it's all these theories that we had of like, oh, they want another Yoda. This is for Palpatine, which maybe could still be for Palpatine. We don't know because we don't know what they're cloning, what they're doing. We just saw a really disfigured couple clone bodies and tanks and whatnot. But at least this is the thing that they don't specifically want like Baby Yoda for him being a Baby Yoda. They just want him because what he can provide them. Like he's just like a gear in the machine. He's an important gear, but we always assume that he might be like the piece, but he's not the piece. He's one of the pieces to make sure whatever they're doing works, but it's not like they're trying to create like an evil Yoda. They don't have that in mind of like, oh, we saw Yoda. To me, it just feels like they found this thing, or they know the species can do this, and that's why they're using it. So it was interesting because it's not what I thought. I don't want to say anticlimactic because like I think it was still fine, but it was like all the speculation we've had for almost like a year and a half now. It's like, oh, okay, he's just a blood mule. Like, okay, I guess so. But yeah, so we got that revealed, and I thought that was a pretty big piece.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, I didn't really have any other notes on that
Taylor,
part of
did
the
you
show.
have anything to add on Baby Yoda's blood?
His M count, Kirkland.
Taylor, did you have anything to add
Oh,
on
you're
Baby
talking
Yoda's
to me
blood?
now. I thought you were still pointing at Kirkland.
I'm like, I have nothing else to add.
Yeah, no, I honestly, I think that was definitely a very interesting scene. Whether or not it's a Palpatine, which would be a crazy tie-in to the Rise of Skywalker or whatnot, or like a Snoke or something that they're trying to whip up or something like that. Would be a pretty interesting tie-in. I do think a lot of people are getting a little trigger happy because people are like, "Oh, dude, that was definitely Vader," and it's like, no, that wasn't Darth Vader being cloned or anything. God, there it goes again, son of a bitch.
Yeah, it sucks. Your last run, you had no mic problems. Hopefully, in your recording again, that's fine. I didn't know people are already. What are they showing out about Darth Vader? Like, I didn't
Saying
get.
that they're trying to clone Vader.
They're trying to clone. Why Vader?
I couldn't tell who was in the tank.
Yeah,
so
it just
I
looked
wasn't
like a
sure
blob.
who you were supposed to think that was. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, however, I guess on the topic of Vader, we can jump to like basically the last scene. What were those things that
Juggernauts.
Moff Gideon?
Pretty. Juggernauts.
They looked
yeah,
like they had Vader helmets. It was hard to see because it was
if
so
you were
dark.
to Google Imperial sentry droids, like they've been in like Rebels, I believe, and stuff like that. But I'm pretty sure that's what he's got, like a whole bunch of the sentry droids.
They look like they had Vader helmets to me. So I was like, holy shit, we're gonna get some like General Grievous Vaders.
Yeah, well, I think this is just clearly it's kind of like Rogue One, where all these fucking Death Troopers came in. They didn't talk about this at all in canon, but they're this there. So clearly, they just feel like the Mandalorian.
Of course, they didn't talk about it in canon, but like legends wise and stuff, the Empire having this kind of thing has always been. I mean, I don't know, like just playing the games and stuff. The Empire has always had like Imperial droids, not like K2SO, but to the degree of like, they used to call, I think, like Dark Troopers or what they were called, and they were like robots and stuff like that in the games and everything. So I mean, for people that play like lots of the games, it's not a complete surprise, and I'm actually surprised they didn't do this sooner in live action because makes sense. It's a cool concept for the Empire. I mean, why not use more soldier droids?
No kidding. So, do you think they're gonna pump those things up with the midichlorians, the M blood?
No, I don't.
No,
think so.
that's something else. I think
It's all
that was
tied
just
together.
that was just alluding to the fact that hey, we've got like a new super weapon here of droids that we're gonna dish out to go and get Baby Yoda.
They all
to
have
get
mini
his blood.
Death Star guns.
Yeah.
Star killers.
Yeah, I think it's that, and they just know like the Mando is someone not to be trifled with, so they want to take him on. And plus, that I guess they have no idea that Ahsoka might be coming. But if if they have any inkling of the other Mandalorians involved, maybe they think Ahsoka could get involved. They need some people to take on a Jedi or something like that, because the next episode's supposedly titled "The Jedi," even though she's not a Jedi, but still. So she is coming, and I imagine next week. I think the rumor is that the episode is supposed to be like 58 minutes long. So I think we're gonna.
So
Go ahead.
we say like, okay, she's not a Jedi, but like, really, who's around to tell her she's not a Jedi anymore? They're all dead.
Herself?
Well, she can tell herself that she's
The
a
Force
Jedi
ghosts. It's like
Yeah,
you ain't
so
shit.
I think it's
You
kinda
ain't shit,
weird.
Ahsoka.
It's
No
kind of
Jedi.
weird for her to be like, I'm not a Jedi, and then the episode would be called The Jedi.
But wasn't she there when she was there to help Rey, right? When all the other Jedi were popping off talking, so she was talking to Rey there too with the other Jedi stuff.
She was in the Discord.
Maybe she is a Jedi now, I guess.
In the Discord.
I guess maybe she's a Jedi. Lots of time has passed. So,
Yeah.
what was some other stuff we got there? So yeah, and then obviously the other big moment that I was thinking of, Mando learns that Moff is alive, which we already knew, but like he learns that. So again, vital information. We got some information on what's her name there, Cara Dune, about her home planet and what. Also, all around blown up, but she lost
That's
everybody's.
a dick move to say like that. Pat's like, did you lose anyone? I'm just thinking, well, there's only one clear answer to say to this.
No, I don't think so. I just think they're like her family. She just because she's from Alderaan doesn't mean her family's there. So
True.
that's thing. Like that's where I think he wasn't trying to be a dick. I think he was just asking like did she have like a boyfriend or a girlfriend there or a sister or brother? But no, clearly she's from there, but like everybody's from there and hadn't moved. So that's why I think it was valued, and I think it was like good to set up why she's kind of on the path. So I think she got some good development of that character as far as, okay, like we learned last year, of course, she's from Alderaan, so we know it's like not good situation as far as her home planet's just completely gone. But at least now we have some context of, yeah, she did lose like everybody she knows, and she's just totally alone. So that's why she's with Brief Karga there, which I was gonna. So did I miss something last season? I did not take it that he ran this entire fucking planet. I just took it as he ran like the bounty hunter guild in the underworld. So like when this episode started, it's just like, we've cleaned up the city, man. Oh, Mandalore, you're my favorite asset. But like he's like, we cleaned up the city. We have fresh bars, and look at these statues. Like, and this is my this is the marshal.
Do you think though that like maybe like it was just the Empire that was kind of running the show like there on Navarro, whatever town they're in? I know Navarro.
So he just took over then.
And then when like the Imperials kind of left after Mando raised hell, maybe he just kind of took over.
But that would defeat the purpose. When we rewatched season 1, they were talking about Imperial critics, and he's like, "Oh, those aren't worth that much here anymore." So it's kind of like
they didn't know that there was that Imperial outpost on Navarro. At the same time, he didn't really know or care for the fact that they were operating at such a small scale in his city or whatever. He was just running the guild. He didn't know the Empire was really operating there to this extent. That being said, to me, it's apparent that, okay, the whole city was literally razed. Everyone left when the Empire started, before Mando fake surrendered himself, the Empire took over the city and had a huge force there. So many people, obviously, they bounced and got out of there. But, God damn it. So at that point, though, the city's pretty much abandoned. It's an empty city. So when
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me, Kirklin?
Yeah, briefly.
Brief Kargally. That's what we can hear. I don't know what the deal. Yeah, because it's almost like every time you give some canon fact or something, that's when it hits. So it's like we don't actually hear you give the fact. It's just like it's
Force
like,
Jedis. They're like, no.
Yeah, your whole explanation about the battle soldier droids and whatnot. No idea what you said. So I'm just hoping on your end it's recorded. If not, we highly apologize, ladies and gentlemen. We're trying to figure out. We figured out pretty much everyone's gear. Taylor's has just like a curse. Are you plugged into your Mac or your computer?
The Mac.
You should definitely switch your computer for the next cast.
Sure.
Try it out.
Try it out, because I don't know what's happening. So what else did we get? So we got the blue guy back. Also, we saw from previews that he was coming back, but he was the bounty and I guess Brief, which again, people, if you're wondering, we know his name's Brief. It's just go listen to our commentary tracks. His name is now Brief Karga. My favorite Mandalorian. Him and Arnold from Jingle All the Way have a lot of common. My favorite customer. But anyway, so he's back. He's working off his whatever life sentence or his sentence is by helping out Grief, and there was some good stuff. I was worried he might be too much, but I think they struck a good balance of him being comedic. I think he wasn't in it too much. Like he was there a lot, but he wasn't just like whatever. Taylor, what is that guy's name?
I don't remember.
Okay, for once you don't know any. Your mic's working and you don't know any fucking Star Wars canon, eh? But no, I thought for sure.
Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, the blue man. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't know his name.
What are you looking on your screen there, Taylor?
I was switching USB ports.
Yeah, like the Matrix, like symbols on his.
All I saw is
through his glasses, we could see.
It looked like a male model for a second. But, so I liked him enough. I was worried he could end up being too much, but kind of like the Frog Lady a few episodes ago, I think they used him in a right balance.
Yeah, I agree. I remember when I think people were like just saying that it was probably you guys actually that told me he was going to be back for season 2, and I'm like, okay, yeah, like I wasn't attached to that character, so I feel like I don't need him back, but I think they did a good enough job of bringing him back for like comedic usage as well as kind of helping the our heroes progress the story. He had a few lines that were kind of cracking me up when he was going to like start the overheating of the reactor. He's like, there's no guardrails here, and it totally reminded me of like Blue Harvest, the Family Guy, when they're like commenting on the no guardrails. So he had a couple of lines on there that was really funny. I really liked how when Mando first came into like the bar and he had like that little like, I don't know if it's like a defense mechanism for his species or something, but it was just like a little like squirt, like he's a squid or something. It was kind of funny. So I was happy that they came back, and I think it was the way that they used him. It wasn't like, okay, this is gonna be the new like sidekick for Mando's adventures. It's just
Oh
like
no.
a good calling back to like, well, it was actually the first episode, so there you go.
Baby Yoda dies and he puts this guy in that little floating chair and everything like that.
Eating macaroons.
Taylor, what do you think about the incorporation of the blue man guy?
I'm afraid to get
Also, what's
into
his species?
talking.
Sorry.
Well,
I don't know his species.
Oh, okay.
He's a newly created species, I'm thinking, for Star
Little
Wars.
fish man.
well, you have to try it at some point, Taylor. So yeah, what about blue goldfish man?
He was very interesting this time around. He was. Yeah, he was much better off in this episode than the first episode of season 1. I liked him more. I thought his humor was very, very good. I'm glad he didn't betray them. I liked his storyline for the character, and I thought him and Grief Karga kind of got off humorously together.
It's like his like little marshal almost, like or like his little deputy. Not marshal. I guess marshal's Carradine.
Cardoon, you're demoted. This guy's the marshal now.
I actually have another species question for you, Taylor. You probably know this one, but when Carradine was kicking ass in like the old Mando coven thing that they have there, what are those people, or not people? What's that species of alien? The same ones that wanted to pick a fight with Luke.
Yeah, they got attitude.
They do have attitude. Seems like they're all bad guys.
I should know, but that's one of the aliens that I just didn't really care for to learn.
Okay, fair
so
enough.
I'll figure it. I'll shut it. Oh,
He didn't
Garin.
care. He didn't
not
care
that.
for to learn.
I didn't care. I'll shout it out in a second when I find it.
Okay,
Go on.
cool.
But yeah, and yeah, Kirklin, you mentioned the action this episode was good. We got some more jetpack action, everything like that.
Oh,
and
he looks so fucking good on that jetpack. Every time he uses it, I'm just like, oh man, I'm waiting for it to be cheesy, but like all the angles that they're using, like, oh, it just looks so good. I'm so impressed.
And then right when he found out that Moff Gideon's alive, he went right to Baby Yoda. Even though I thought I think he could chill. Like I don't think Moff Gideon's gonna be right there, but I guess he was that worried. And it was so funny because when he gets there, obviously we talked about this last week and we didn't talk about this yet, but he got there because he needed something. He's like, if we're gonna go see Ahsoka, I need my ship to be fixed. So obviously made sense. He goes there, get it fixed. And then they go this like they're showing Mando like everything they've done. Like, look at this, Mando. And it's a classroom. Like, I love
It's like a
kids.
statue of Mando.
With him. It's Brief and Mando together.
No
I
shirts
love,
on.
I love that statue, don't you, Mando? And he's like, I don't like those odds. But anyway, so they're like, there's a school, and they're like, we need to talk to you about something. It's something important. Then he goes, okay, and they're like, well, no, you can't bring the child. He's like, but wherever I go, I bring the child. And I was like, bullshit, you do, you motherfucker. Like, it feels like in every single episode of the show, you're leaving him somewhere. So when he's like, when they're like, you should leave him here to be safe, he's like, I never leave without him. It's like, that's a lie. That's
when he goes to the bar, it's like a brand new town, bunch of outlaws all around him. He's like, stay here.
He literally just left him outside in the middle of the road, like, I'll be right back. You know, daddy's thirsty. And it's just like, I don't leave him anywhere. It's like, okay. So I thought, yeah, it was a little cute with the like eating the snacks and vomiting with the kids. Like, that was all good stuff. But I just laughed when he's like, I don't leave him anywhere. It's like, okay. So
some Force usage. I haven't seen him use the Force too much throughout the show. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah,
got a snack.
it's been few and far in between. So I'm wondering when he's gonna bust it out again for like a vital moment, right? We haven't really seen that since he saved in last year with the fire. So, but yeah, I guess like Brief is just like running this planet now. So I'm not sure if that's gonna, or not even this planet, but this town on the planet. I don't know. So I'm wondering if that's just gonna be
I don't know.
A constant home base, or if that's eventually gonna be like someone's gonna have a problem with that and try and take it from him.
When he was talking about like the supply depot, he's like, I just want them off my planet. I think he owns the whole planet, man. I don't think it's just the town.
He literally, the wonder why he loves Mandalorian so much. Mandalorian provide him in a whole planet, you know, like taking out these people.
It's probably just a crime boss, just absolutely just military takeover.
I want to know like who decided he was running the fucking planet? Like he just got like, nope.
I want to know that too, actually.
Yeah, I want to see.
Well, there was no one left, right? I mean, after they wiped out,
there were people. There's no one left on this planet.
No, there wasn't.
Grief
There wasn't
just went
many.
on a purge.
I mean,
anyone that didn't want to rule.
It's like what I was saying earlier. Everyone pretty much just left after the Empire showed up, and then after they cleaned out the Empire, then they probably just started opening trade and
people came out of the cracks.
Yeah, so they turned to him, and he took the leadership role.
But are you talking about since season 1, or during season 1?
This is since season 1.
Okay, I was gonna say because if that was their plan for season 1.
Season 1, that's a different story because it's like I think we lost
No,
Travis.
he's
Oh,
sitting there. He's a little frozen, but
No,
he's
I'm trying to listen to you. I'm trying to intently listen to you.
just
during
frozen.
during season 1, it would have been different because obviously the Imperial would have held on, right? Imperial rule. Also, Kirkland, that species is called an aqualish.
Aqualish?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they sound like assholes. Yeah, a little ball sack on their
Do you think
mouth.
the same way people like titty fuck things? That's what they do to his chin.
I've never seen it open, so I don't know if it's attached.
Well, just enough room, you know.
Fair
but-
enough.
What was I gonna say? Okay, no, I was just wondering because if a brief was supposed to be in control of this whole city or planet since season 1. I'm like, they did a terrible job last season of establishing that. I still think they did a terrible job of the transition because when we got there, I was just like, really, this is what he does now? It's all him. But so yeah, I think hopefully there'll be something to play. But yeah, I like what you said, Kirkland. Like, yeah, he just took over. Like Mando shows up, there's just like bodies of burning piles of bodies just on fire. Just what
Yeah.
happened to them? Oh, the Empire, they came back. I don't know what happened, Mando.
It's got like gold rings, just like the richest man on the planet now.
Someone runs up, don't hurt my family anymore, Grief. Not now, Clara. Mondo. But so do we?
Yeah, did he always have that goatee as well? It looked like a new look for him.
No, that was
like
new.
white goatee. Okay, yeah.
Mhm.
So
So
some time's
do
passed.
we think we see them again this season?
Probably for like the finale, I would imagine. Let's band together and take out Bald Boba.
I think
or whatever stormtrooper that is.
they hinted enough at still continuing Cara Dune's storyline a little bit here.
She's
So I think we
she's gonna
see
get
her.
Dave Bautista in Infinity War coming up soon.
Mm.
But no, I meant so yeah. I could see them both appearing in one more, and then see what happens from there. I guess maybe a finale because I just don't know. Like, is the finale gonna be like Mando, those two, and Bo-Katan and her group, and maybe Ahsoka? Like, are we gonna get like a big?
What about Boba?
I feel like we're not getting Boba till next season.
Really? Eh?
Yeah. Because where does he
Also-
fit now? Like, how does he like? Unless he's just tracking him, but he didn't look like he was in any shape to be tracking
He
anybody.
was just
looked-
pissed.
he's
He's
looking-
pissed and thirsty.
because he keeps pissing himself in the desert. Isn't it?
What did Mando end up doing with his armor? I forgot. Or did they not mention?
I think he still has it, right?
He somehow still has it. I thought it would have been blasted out into space by now because like his whole cargo
He still
compartment
has
was open as he went to the water planet, right? So all the
right.
shit blasted out, you'd think, but
He
it's
sent the
lost Boba's
frog
armor.
lady out. He's like, if you want to ride, you go fetch that armor. And like while they're mid flying, and she's just like, whoa, and that's what the story.
I got the visual.
Whoa. I'll let go of these eggs if you don't get me that helmet. Anything else on this episode? Because yeah, I think it was a good thing. But all the nuggets that I want to talk about were kind of in that not last 5 minutes, but the 5 minutes before that. They like threw a lot of like it's about the blood for Baby Yoda, Alderaan, Cara Dune, Moff Gideon's alive, stuff like that. But anything else? Big talking point. Like we talked about good action.
Yeah, I thought this was like the best like comedic intro to any episode when it was like him and Baby Yoda, and he was trying to get Baby Yoda to like connect the blue. And
Yeah.
like that was like the timing. It was I don't know, a few minutes, and I was laughing like throughout that. So that was amazing. I
That's
loved it.
parenting 101 too, by the way. Like they got that spot on, just like how long that went on, and just like, no, it's this, don't do that. But yeah, I agree. That was a really good opening because like Baby Yoda gets cute stuff in the classroom, and then with the macaroon cookies. But then after that, he's kind of gone for most of the episode. So it was good to open up with him. Oh no, am I gone again? Fuck.
You like all the Baby Yoda comedic
Oh,
stuff.
he's
That was
back.
that was amazing.
You got that screenshot?
I did. Yeah.
Good.
Opening up Paint, the discontinued.
Yeah, no, I like that intro. I think the intro was really, really humorous. I thought it was funny. It was cute. And yeah, I love those dad moments that the Din Djarin has with the Baby Yoda. It's just they're hilarious, they're adorable. And yeah, him lifting his helmet up and eating with the child there. I definitely feel like he's becoming more open to taking his helmet off, like not fully, but he really did expose a lot of his face there in the presence of like the child. Like you could see like the bottom half of his like head too when he was lifting the helmet up. So
Oh
I
yeah.
feel like
Well,
it's
it
only
even
a
looked
matter
like
of
Baby
time.
Yoda like looked up and like probably saw his whole face.
Yeah,
So
I feel like it's only a matter of time that at this point before he just goes like opposite way of the watch and just takes that helmet off and
oh yeah.
everything.
Give me
So
Pedro. I want more Pedro on screen.
more Pedro,
I feel
yeah.
like it's this season though they make that call. Like I feel like that might be a bit
That's
too soon.
too quick, I would say. Too quick for this season. I do want to shout out the when we got into like the action on the Imperial outpost. I like how it felt very much like I got a New Hope vibes from that. I
Yeah.
really
They
like
love their
that.
hallway shooting
Um,
scenes.
they do that whole
Even
sequence was just great.
even like when they're over top of like the magma and it's like the two platforms, it's like that's actually like what was going on in the Death Star, right, with Han. I
Yeah,
believe Leia was with him. So
I
even when actually when Obi-Wan was like turning off like the Death Star tractor beam, it was like very like nostalgia from that when they're turning off or overheating the reactor rather.
exactly. They're very close scenes, very similar, but very they were well done. It felt classic, nostalgic, and refreshing. I
Yeah.
always love seeing like the stormtroopers just popping off. Like it's just really nice.
Yeah. I like seeing the stormtrooper. I like seeing
I'm
the
still
stormtroopers.
here. This is a cursed episode, but I'm still here. I just look I look like I'm one of those posters of the Jesus movies of just
Oh, yeah.
like Jesus this summer, you know.
Oh, wait till I send my image. Just saving it here.
I do want to shout out that base when the troopers were going out and going after Cara Dune and co. I really liked when the speeder bikes came out. And it's like, oh, this is super badass. The speeder bikes are coming, and you just see like two of them just like one hits the rock and then like smashes, and the other one explodes.
Yeah.
And I just thought to myself, like, God, how many times have we like we're playing a game and we just start the mission, we think, oh, this is gonna be so good, it's gonna be badass, and like within the first few seconds, you just fuck up hard.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that would have been me on that bike, big time. I also just in that scene, like again, like the visual effects just looked stellar. Like it looked movie quality. Like I was so impressed, especially like there was a lot of CGI in that scene of them going down the hill and everything, and I just thought that looked so stellar. And man, Disney Plus, they're killing it on the Star Wars like TV show. So shouts out to them. Good budget.
I quite enjoyed. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go. I was pulling up my notes.
I was just gonna say, I love that we got that TIE fighter sequence in there. I loved it so much visually. It was awesome, and I love the Razor Crest coming in and popping off. That was so cool.
Yeah, it had like hero music when he came in, saved the day. I loved it too, and he was like going up in the sky with Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda has macaroon before he got sick from
his
all the
arms were up, like it
Yeah,
was so
that's hilarious.
adorable.
But like when Mando ended up just messing up the TIE fighter, I was getting like flashbacks to 24-hour stream when I was playing Squadrons. I'm like, oh man, I was that TIE fighter. I was just
you were the TIE
just
fighter.
blowing up. Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, no, that was definitely a good scene. It looked awesome. So
Mhm.
I knew you were gonna love it as soon as I saw that scene because it's just the not space battles, but it's like Star Wars. Did Battlefront 2 have like space battles? Wasn't in space. It was like sky battles.
No, Battlefront 2 had space battles.
Like the new one?
Yep.
Oh wow. Okay. I thought it was just sky battles. Or is that the first one?
The first one had the sky battles.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. What else do we got here? I thought it was really cool. I liked how they mentioned Coruscant. I'm always down when they mention that kind of stuff.
Yeah. There was some other like when Baby Yoda was in the classroom, the teacher was talking about like the 3 storms around Kessel. It's just I love when they just mention some things about the Star Wars world, and it's not meant to be a part of the plot, but I just like mentioning them mentioning it. It really fleshes out like that universe and takes you in there. So I like that.
Absolutely. Yeah, that whole school scene just kind of caught me off guard. I really liked it. For a split second, I thought I love seeing the protocol droid teaching, like you said, the Kessel storms and such, but I thought the protocol droid was going to like go and like shoot Baby Yoda for a second. Like, is it like a spy for the Empire? Like, is it just going to fucking kill this baby?
As soon as the door closes, you just like his eyes turn red, looks right at Yoda or Baby Yoda. Avocado. Let's see. A bunch of notes in here.
I honestly thought that in that class scene that Baby Yoda was gonna force choke the boy. I thought he was gonna start choking him.
Wow.
Give me those
Kill the young
fucking
ones.
macaroons.
Give me those fucking macaroons.
The kid was gonna do it. It's like that bastard just took my macaroons right out from under me. Yeah. Do you know why? Again, this might have just been like a random thing that she said, but do you know why she called that Republican officer blue? Like, is that like a call sign or something, or is it just because he's a cop?
Mm,
There's no
I
significance.
mean,
I just wasn't
there
sure.
there are different, like, you have like Gold Squadron, Blue
Yeah,
Squadron,
that's
Red
why I was
Squadron. So
wondering.
it could have been just her saying that. I mean, I thought that the way she said it implied that maybe they knew each other during the
Yeah,
wartime, but apparently not. If he had to ask, "Did you
right.
lose anyone? You're from Alderaan,"
Yeah.
you know.
I wasn't sure if it
So
was like about like the Blue Squad or something. And then my follow up question was to be like, how did she know that he was Blue Squad? Like, is there like a banner or something that he has? But might have just been because he's a narc, little piggy.
Wow.
But like, so that guy he's another director, isn't he?
No, he was an actor.
Oh, okay. I thought he was.
He's the same guy from a few episodes ago, right? Wasn't he? Or no?
Yeah, I know. But there
Yeah,
was a
okay.
bunch of directors that were,
That was season
the-
1. Remember?
the fighters. What? Was this guy in season 2 or is he in season 1?
This guy's season 2. We just saw him a few weeks ago. Remember, he saved Mando from the aliens. The spider.
Travis
Okay.
doesn't understand what you're getting at.
Yeah. So he's
Well,
not a director.
I said he's not a director.
Perfect. You answered my question. Thank you, sir. Oh yeah, I wanted to mention again every single week, bring up the score and how amazing it is, but specifically when they're in the lab, and they're kind of like, whoa, this isn't just like a supply depot, like this is a lab, and it's kind of some dark nefarious things in there. Even Mando is like, I don't like this. The score in that scene was just so like chilling and like really like eerie vibe it had. And then when the stormtroopers ended up like coming around the corner and then it kind of turned to a battle scene, instead of just getting into like a really intense like like a fighting score that you'd be grow accustomed to in like other Star Wars stuff, it kind of stayed on those lines of like a eerie like thriller. And then even when like the battle scene ended, it wasn't too long, but it just kept that persistent like chill vibe that it had. I just noticed it, and it just totally took me into that scene. And I it's just mentioned the score so many times in the show. It's just so phenomenal. Ludwig, whatever his name is, he's killing it, and I loved it.
He is really something else, because this score just keeps topping itself every single episode. And you're right, the chilling factors that this episode had was just through the roof awesome. I really, really am liking Moff Gideon's theme. Every time I hear it, it just gets me like amped, like shit is going down.
Yeah.
And it's great.
I liked when like the doors open, he was standing there. It was kind of like some like fog rolling in, and he plays such a good evil villain.
That's such
What
a
character
cool
actor.
character actor. It's such a cool set when you just see like the Imperial like scenery is just so cool. Like I was not expecting to get like it's obviously not a post-credit scene, but to me it felt like a post kind of episode scene almost, because like the episode concluded fine and that was
He was looking
it.
for anything else to say other than post credit.
Yeah.
A post episode scene.
The story was wrapped up and concluded for the episode, but then sure enough, like we get that not Star Destroyer, I can't remember the name of it. It's from Rebels, but that Imperial cruiser, and it gives us this like in-depth kind of like deep dive, like holy crap, like we got this officer here, we obviously got the alien that was definitely suspicious back in the earlier parts of the episode when it did that like pan take to the alien. And sure enough, like the aesthetic was cool, like you said, Kirklin, that fog inside that lab area, just the red lights, the glow. I would love to just have that as like my bedroom or something.
Spend the money on that instead of those lights,
Just the fog machine. He needs the lights to get like the red. Now he needs to invest in a smoke machine.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that'd be good for lovemaking. Get the vibes going. Sliding door opens, just red and fog. I'm ready.
Everything then?
I really don't have. I had a couple notes, but it's kind of just a general talk about the show, so I can always bring that up another time. So,
all right. Well, I guess what do we? I can't remember. Did we give ratings in this, Taylor? Did we give thumbs? What do we?
We gave ratings. Kirklin wasn't.
I do.
We were. Right. We didn't do ratings last week though, which kind of sucks.
It kind of sucks. I think last week probably would have been like a 5 out of 5. This would be like a 4 out of 5 for me. Nothing from Taylor. The only other person giving ratings. Come on, Mando.
I would probably give it 4.9. 4.9 out of 5. I know that 5 is coming soon.
So last week wasn't a 5 with Bo-Katan and everything like that?
Oh, that was close, but it wasn't. Like I'm my perfect episode is coming. I know it's coming, and I have a hunch
Such
that next
bullshit.
week's is going to be the perfect episode for me.
You're just saving a 5 for just a certain episode. Well, ladies and gentlemen, next week should be a big one. It's directed by Dave Filoni, but that probably very likely means he's going to be directing Ahsoka. So if that Ahsoka is happening next week, which is going to be happening, that is going to be a big one. This was a good one, but I think that's going to be a very, very interesting, very anticipated episode. So we will be here sometime in the 48 hours after it drops, so you're reviewing it. So thank you very much for tuning into this. You know where to find us. Look at the links below. And when you hear from us next, it will not be boring. May the force be with you.
Always.
Always.